Booming Thunder Radio, where we groove as the spirit moves. Yeah. Drawing the honey from the rock with the righteous Reverend Doctor on Booming Thunder Radio.
Hallelujah, Jehovah. Hallelujah, Yehoshua, our King. Yeah, good morning, mighty friends. Yeah, let us walk with our King on the Sabbath day. Yeah, let him pull us from the depths of the water. Let him fill our soul with his love. Yeah, let him pour the water into the vessel. Let him, as his mother's request, change the ceremonial water in the clay vessels into the new wedding drink, the sweet wine of the Spirit of truth that reveals the blood of the Lamb and not, the wayward billy goat. Let them come willingly on the 40th day, having done all to stand. Red, honor, fig leaf, the sea, the parting, the correctly dividing the word. May we, the us, the remnant, be filled with the treasured Spirit of truth. May each one be refreshed by the living word in his heart. May the Father of your house receive the Spirit of truth, that the manna fasting on the Sabbath day of the Father within your house would save your family and strengthen them, that they can walk in Mystery Babylon just 6 more days after the treasured day of fulfillment, strengthening and greatest of all the delight, when heaven is upon the earth in a great measure, for those who have prepared the way for the Spirit of truth to manifest. That the spirit of Elijah and the anointing of the talit given to his brother, the rod that budded, Aaron's rod has budded, not in one place, but in 2 places. Mighty friends. A Texodus I heard brought great laughter and delight in my heart. That we could see the place and prepare the place in this land for all the treasured hope of glory to come, and be beyond the wave and the eve of destruction. I can see Daniel waving goodbye. Oh, I miss Daniel. Oh, I miss him so much. You say, what happened to Daniel? Well, the Spirit of truth, when it comes, he comes upon the Sabbath day to those that love the Word more than their next breath, those that read Torah with their brothers, and the Spirit in a way that would make their brothers marvel, and as they in their fourth season ripening on the tree of knowledge, that place of good and evil in mystery Babylon. That we could turn our back upon it and stand on the cleft of the rock, that the Spirit of truth would, the everlasting Father, would place his hand, and cover our eyes, that he would walk by calling our names, and as he has led us and opened our eyes and ears, we hear and we move everlasting in the way, the truth, and live the life, the worlds to come in heavens upon the earth, received on the Sabbath day by the pouring of the golden anointing oil of all the mother eagles into all the treasured young that ride upon her wings. And may all the daddy eagles, all those with the indwelling of the Spirit of truth that remove the goats and the snakes and the rodents and the fowls of the earth, and bring them, that his treasured one in the earth could chew the cud he brings and feed it to the children, honor and truth, everlasting glory in the children's hearts, in the Father's tabernacle, meeting place, freely given in the hearts of his whole family, that their eyes would be opened, and the love of the Torah would be as the waterfall from heaven, revealing the angel of mighty Jehovah. Our Torah portion on this treasured Sabbath day, this Shabbat Light Live that has come to cleanse, all those who have suffered the curse, their place in mystery Babylon, stripes on the wall of the wrong scent and color, the raging of the Red Sea, those that seek the sun on a day that walks not in the love of the truth, in the fourth watch, the Sabbath day, the fourth commandment, the fourth watch, when the sun walks upon the living water, takes your hand. Oh, you who have little faith, Do you not know that you command the whole earth in the Spirit of truth that indwells within the righteous father, the Zadik of the family that, reveals and purifies the hearts of the family by the living word of Torah. Shabbat Light Live. Strengthen your workers, Eternal Father, the Eternal One, the everlasting glory in a little boy's heart. That the Father would be as the aged wine, once in the new vessel, now sipped, the old men with the old wine, having walked the way to hold the truth, that the truth would not burst their goat skin, that their wine, would have been in the lamb skin. The vessel, the ship full of sails of the Ruach, the waves bowing by the sternness of the wheel. Yea, mighty friends, this week's Torah portion is likened to 2 olive trees. Do you see? One upon the other. They have green in their seasons that come early. And they are pickled and sold in their sales, put in strong drink to deceive the hearts of men. But if left upon the tree another season, their green nature turns into a rich, deep darkness that brings forth a virgin, extra virgin oil, the golden anointing oil. Ground, in the meal on the Sabbath day by the love of the Father, in a lamb like you, a willing vessel wanting the Spirit of truth to come and circumcise your heart, as the Spirit of Elijah, the Spirit of truth in the earth, mercy, and the Spirit of judgment, which is the truth. This is why no one will love the truth, for it brings judgment upon them. Those at our right hand, those at our left hand, as we, the us, walk right down the middle of the Red Sea opened wide. All the little bowmen, all the little angels that were never allowed to step foot in the earth. 30,000 that bring mercy, and 30,000 that bring truth. And both of them together forging the way of the truth and the life. judgment is seen by the Spirit of the truth, wielding the living Word, seeing it manifested on the Sabbath day. Yea, this wisdom revealed herself today at page 182. So let us walk in the mysterious way just for a moment before we reveal this week's Torah portion. Let's tap upon our brother Thea's shoulder and see what the Greek 182 and the strong man, filled with the Spirit of truth, has prepared for us this day. Yeah, the Thea definition: one who is unstable, inconstant, restless. And it is related to G1, the Alpha. Yea. The Alpha. The first letter of the Greek alphabet, the Anointed Son, is the Alpha. Yea, this indicates that he is the beginning and the end, mighty friend. It also refers to G2525. In the year 2525, if man is still alive, yea, to set in order, yea, or appoint things, to put in charge, yea, to render, yea, to place down permanently, yea, the firmness of the rock established, to set it in place and set one over, yea, place the wood, the hay, and all the rest of the stubble upon this rock, that the living Word would burn the iniquity out of their hearts and show the exhibit of one's work in the whole earth. Yea, that their work would continue in the hearts and minds of their children for thousands of generations. Let them not be found unstable. Let us move through the mystery and go deeper into the word study. And the G182 word study means not to settle or unsettled, unsteady or unstable. Yea, being double-minded, a double-minded man. There it is, unstable, G80, 182, in all his ways. Now you cannot serve Egypt and the eternal, yea, the existing one. It is not possible. This is the instability of the G182. So, let us look as to why we should cross over from the Greek mindset into the Hebrew mindset on the Sabbath day, and honor not our King on Sunday anymore, which is the weaver's, the goldsmith's work of the Bible that deceives the hearts of men and makes them believe that the Spirit of truth lives no more. Yea, let the water of the Red Sea, the living water, part before us this day. H-182 and the old brown driver, that old boy that drives them tent stakes, with a mighty 20-pound hammer like a Briggs strutting like a rooster. Hanging on a Saturday, all bled out. What kind of madness is that? So let us get away from such evil in the earth, such blindness where we all once were. Drink not blood, eat not the flesh of innocents. So the BDB definition of H-182 is cause. Cause, the reason for crossing over, the occasion of crossing over this day. Yea, mighty friends. The word study for H-182, a feminine noun used only in the plural, meaning be, cause. Can you dig that, mighty friend? Can you reason that? Can you, on account of this, do that? Concerning these things, hence, it functions often as a preposition, does it not? Yea, a rude conjunctive adverb. It begins, be, yea, groovy, 'cause it's in Genesis 21 and 11. Yea, the matter distressed Abraham greatly because of his son. Yea, even in Numbers 12, all the kings, yea, the princes, yea, the kingdom of priests, the 12 and 1, Numbers 12 and 1. Then, bear Miriam Sephet, and our brother Aaron spoke against their brother Moshe because of the Cushite woman whom he had married, for he had married a Cushite woman. Yea, I have too. But 3947 is the woman who he had married, and in the parentheses, it is the Cushite woman, which is 3571, an Ethiopian woman. Yeah, I'll let you kind of reminisce a little more about Numbers chapter 12. Our brother and our sister, that their leprosy, yeah, would never be seen. That the story, yeah, and the swallowing up of Korah alive into Sheol would be enough. Yeah. That the lightning and booming thunder would not be seen over you in the sky. So the ancient Hebrew lexicon, oh, this is my favorite because it just, it takes each letter and just moves you to the root. Yeah, the two hulls alongside of the root, the two olive trees that bring forth the oil, the golden oil of the burning bush. Yeah, like two columns full of oil, yeah, poured by the mother's love until there were no more vessels left to pour. Yeah, that the hollowed out place and the wood seen, the smoke burning, the mist upon the water, the overwhelming abundance of ash raked in the fire. Yea, the mist, caused from the cloud of the dust. Yea, the mist, the misty vapor, yea, of smoke on the water, charcoal, yea, the abundant remnants of the charred wood from a fire, yea, raked together, causing a cloud of ash, yea, pillars of smoke and fire. Firebrand, because, yea, the wood remnants the fire and keeps it burning. Yet when the wind blows, yea, the glowing, yea, and the light hidden behind the veil is seen. Because a turning over and bringing together of thought is made behind the veil in the Holy of Holies, that very greatly sore, yea, exceedingly great, diligently goodness and mercy might be with each of us in abundance all the days of our lives. Yea, that our side in this great sore given us, this piercing would, yea, keep our spirit of truth within us at all times. And the heap of charred wood and ash, yea, as the remnants of the fire, yea, protect the trueness of that which was once fat pine, like the Elan oak burn in the outer flames of fire. A heap, a pile of charred wood and ash as the remnant burns this day. A pile of rubble, yea, a yabba-dabba-doo, from a fire or other calamity, some destruction, some inequity purged on the Sabbath day. Yea, and so the two olive trees, they come by the glowing of the oil within each of the roots circumcised in the olive tree's hearts. And that the carnal mind, yea, that blocks the way, the gate into the heavens and the earth, yea, could be seen by the remnant in the fourth season of its fruit, the fullness of the pomegranate, and the clustering of the living word within each mustard seed. Yea, a rock and roll army of Yahovah's delight. Yea, so let us read the law that we, the us, the priests, the kingdom of priests, yea, the Hanukkah warriors of the earth, would know the cleansing of the house, yea, the treasured, promised land, the Father's hope, the cleansing of all iniquity and all things unhealthy in the earth, that you could be prepared for the law of atonement when it comes, yea, like a Tuesday afternoon. Yea, then the everlasting Father spoke to his servant face to face with Moshe, saying, "This shall be the Torah of the leper, yea, the cleansing in the day of the law, magnifying and mirroring in the Sabbath. Now he shall be brought to the priest, him who has this unclean spirit, this spirit that fills him with defilement and iniquity. And the priest shall go out to the outside of the camp, he is not welcome in the camp when he is infected with the lies, the love of the lies of Mystery Babylon. Thus the priest shall look, and if the infection of leprosy has been healed in the leper, fully repented of his love of Mystery Babylon, then the priest shall give orders to take 2 live, clean birds, yea, little doves, yea, little turtle doves, little shales out of the emerald abyss, and a cedar, yea, cedar wood, and a scarlet string. Do you hear? And hyssop for the one who is to be cleansed. The priest shall give, yea, also give orders to slay one of the birds in an earthenware vessel over running water, yea, the mitzvah of the word moving in the earth. Now, as the live bird, yea, we shall take it together with the cedar wood, and the scarlet string, and the hyssop, and shall dip them and the live bird in the blood of the bird that was slain over the running water. Do you understand the patterns of evidence before you? You see, we, the us, the priest shall then, and only then, sprinkle 7 times for the one who is to be cleansed from the iniquity of Mystery Babylon, and shall pronounce him clean, and shall let the live bird go free over the open field. Ezekiel 36 and 25, the faithful witness. The one to be cleansed shall then wash his clothes and shave off all his hair. Shave his head bald and bathe in water and be clean. Now, only now, afterward, he may enter the camp, but he shall stay outside his tent for 7 days, yea, wandering in the desert, as a voice of one crying out in the wilderness. Each willing vessel shall become. It will be on the 7th day. Do you hear? That he shall shave off all his hair. He shall shave his head and his beard and his eyebrows, even all his hair. He shall then wash his clothes and bathe his body in water, that the mitzvah would make him clean. Now, on the 8th day, yea, the new beginning, he is to take 2 male lambs without defect, and a yearling ewe lamb without defect, and 3 tenths of an ephah of fine flour mixed with oil for a grain offering, and 1 log of oil. And the kingdom of priests who pronounce each of these repented ones clean, shall present the man to be cleansed, and the aforesaid before the eternal Father, the existing one, at the doorway, yea, of the tent of meeting. Yea, may your stake and your hammer and the pounding of the rope around your neck into the earth set your badger's skin, yea, on your little pup tent, yea, that the tabernacle could be raised in the Eternal One's perfect time. Yea, that place where the lintel once broke. When the priest shall take the one male lamb and bring it for a guilt offering with the log of oil, and present them as a wave offering before the Eternal Father. So each of us will bring one male lamb for the guilt offering of this one who has defiled himself with the love of Mystery Babylon. Yea, which is one male lamb, which, yea, that's the Father willingly giving himself in the Spirit. And the log of oil is his hope of glory, the filling of oil back into his vessel, that it would never go out. A Hanukkah warrior's 8 days of mercy rising to the occasion. Present, yea, this giving them, yea, as a wave offering before Almighty Yahovah. So after the priest waves the male lamb and the log of oil, seek not the twisting of the word, the goldsmithing of Mystery Babylon in these words, and the baker's dozen. Yea, the butcher is next. He shall slaughter the male lamb in the place where they slaughter the sin offering and the burnt offering, at the place of the sanctuary for the guilt offering. Like the sin offering belongs to the priest, it is most holy. Yea, we must go and study last week's portion to understand this verse. The priest shall then take some of the blood of the guilt offering, yea, that one male lamb which you are, and the priest shall put it on the lobe of your right ear. Do you hear? The blood of the lamb in your heart. And the one to be cleansed, which you, spotless one, are, and on your right thumb, and on his right hand, yea, like old George Washington with his thumb up and his right foot, yea, and his big toe, drops of blood on that right foot, yea, the right soul. And so the kingdom of priests shall also take some of the log of oil and pour it into his left palm. The priest shall then dip his right hand finger into the oil that is in his left hand, the left palm. Right to left. And with his fingers sprinkle some of the oil 7 times before Jehovah. Of the remaining oil, which is in his palm, the priest shall put some on the right earlobe of the one to be cleansed. All right. The remaining oil in his palm, the priest shall put some on the right earlobe of the one to be cleansed, and on the right and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the blood of the guilt offering. Right ear, right hand, right foot, which you are. While the rest of the oil that is in the priest's left palm, the priest shall put on the head of the one to be cleansed. Marking, writing the Father's name, in the Spirit and truth, so that the kingdom of priests shall make atonement on his behalf, the behalf of the eternal Father's everlasting glory. The priest, all these priests shall next offer the sin offering and make atonement for the one to be cleansed from his uncleanliness. Then afterward he shall slaughter the burnt offering. These priests shall offer up the burnt offering and the grain offering on the altar. Thus these priests shall make atonement for him, and he will be clean. But if he is poor and his means are insufficient, then he is to take one male lamb for a guilt offering, as a wave offering, to make atonement for himself, and 1/10 of an ephah of fine flour, flour power, mixed with oil, golden anointing oil, not black oil, for a grain offering, and a log of golden anointing oil, a hin, and 2 turtle doves, or 2 young pigeons, turtle doves, shells, flying, even some shelling back upon the whole earth. 2 young pigeons which are within his means. The one shall be a sin offering, and the other a burnt offering. Then the 8th day he shall bring them for his cleansing to the priest at the doorway of the tent of meeting before Jehovah. The priest shall take the lamb of the guilt offering and the log of oil, and the priest shall offer them for a wave offering before mighty Jehovah. Next he shall slaughter the lamb of the guilt offering, and the priest is to take some of the blood of the guilt offering and put it on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed. Yea. And on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe, that old big red toe of his right foot, looking and seeing a red sea. These priests shall also pour some of the oil into his left hand, and with his right hand finger the priest shall sprinkle some of the oil that is in his left palm 7 times before Jehovah. The priest shall then put some of the oil that is in his palm on the lobe of the right ear of the one to be cleansed, and on the thumb of his right hand, and on the big toe of his right foot, on the place of the blood of the guilt offering. Remember, mighty friend, that when those of the earth that are unrepented receive these rewards and seek the kingdom of priests that they may be healed, in the Father's perfect time, he shall offer one of the turtle doves or young pigeons which are within his means. He shall offer what he can afford, the one for a sin offering and the other for a burnt offering, together with the grain offering. So the priest shall make atonement before Jehovah on behalf of the one to be cleansed. This is the law for each willing vessel in whom there is an infection of the love of mystery Babylon in their hearts, whose means are limited, by limiting the one who cleanses all. Yea, mighty friend. This is the law for him in whom there is an infection of leprosy, whose means are limited for his cleansing. Do you understand? How must the leprous house be cleansed? Mustard seeds all around. Jehovah further spoke, by the Spirit of truth of the everlasting glory of his Son in the heart of Moshe, and to Aaron, his brother, saying, when you enter the land of Canaan, the work of every marine, which the eyes give you for a possession, and the eyes put a mark of leprosy on a house in the land of your possession, then the one who owns the house shall come and tell the holy priests, the humble bondservants, saying something like, a mark of leprosy has become visible to me in the house. The priest, they shall then command that they empty the house before the priest goes in to look at the mark, so that everything in the house need not become unclean. And afterward the priest shall go in to look at the house. So he shall look at the mark, and if the mark on the walls of the house has greenish or reddish depressions and appears deeper than the surface, red and green depressions, that definitely is going to come from a Yuletime log, deceiving those that profess the truth, but know not the love of the truth. They are but clanging cymbals. May each of our hearts receive the eternal Father's glory by the revelation and fullness of the Son. Green and red kind of sounds Saturnalius, does it not? Like Hollywood and red berries all around. Watch that wedding drink. That'll take you down under, and your face will never be seen, only the back of your head. Then the priest shall come out of the house to the doorway and quarantine the house for 7 days. Yea, the vessel, that none may enter. The priest shall return on the 7th day and make an inspection. If the mark, this green and red, is still there, do you hear? The mark has indeed spread in the walls of the house. Then the priest shall order them to tear out the stones which the mark in them, and throw them away at an unclean place outside the city. So the kingdom of priests are to tear down these stones where the red and the green appear. The pagan, the gold weaver, the goldsmith's work of Mystery Babylon, the blindness of men's hearts. Oh, what should we do to tear out the stones with the mark? This green and red mark in them, and throw them away at the unclean place outside the city. Let them be not part. Why do you put up with that woman Jezebel in your presence. He shall have the house scraped, yea, like a rotten buck all around inside, and they shall dump the plaster that they scrape off at an unclean place outside the city. Then they shall take other stones and replace the ones they removed. And he shall take other plaster, yea, the mortar, and replaster the house. If, however, the mark breaks out again in the house, after he has tore out the stones and scraped the house, and after it has been replastered, then the priest shall come in and make an inspection. If he sees that the mark has indeed spread in the house, it is a malignant mark in the house. It is unclean. Do you hear? With the whole earth of Mystery Babylon, yea, go forward this whole year speaking the truth about your iniquity. He shall therefore tear down the house, its stones, and its timbers, and all the plaster of the house, and he shall take them outside the city to an unclean place. Moreover, whoever goes into the house during the time that he has quarantined it becomes unclean until evening. Likewise, whoever lies down in the house shall wash his clothes, and whoever eats in the house shall wash his clothes. These are spiritual things, mighty friend. Do you understand? Yea, the house of God, which you are, this mansion, let not a leprous house it be, a Yuletime log, red and green. Moreover, whoever goes into the house during the time that he has quarantined it becomes unclean until evening. Likewise, whoever lies down in the house shall wash his clothes, and whoever eats in the house shall wash his clothes. If, on the other hand, the priest comes in and makes an inspection and the mark has not indeed spread in the house, after the house has been replastered, and the priest shall pronounce the house clean, because the mark has not reappeared. Hallelujah. Do you see the mark of iniquity? The mark of blindness? Yeah, the thing we've all done. The thing that we've all fallen short of the glory of the Eternal Father and done. Yeah, to cleanse the house then, he shall take 2 birds and cedar wood, and a scarlet string, and hyssop. And he shall slaughter the one bird in the earthenware vessel over running water, a cup overflowing. Then he shall take the cedar wood and the hyssop and the scarlet string, with the live bird, and dip them in the blood of the slain bird, as well as in the running water, and sprinkle the house, 7 times. Priest atoning for the dwelling place. He shall thus cleanse the house with the blood of the bird, and with the running water, along with the live bird, and with the cedar wood, and with the hyssop, and with the scarlet string, the red thread. However, he shall let the live bird go free outside the city into the open field. So he shall make atonement for the house, and it will be clean. This is Torah for any mark of iniquity and the love of mystery Babylon seen in the hollows and the walls, even for a scale, and for the leprous garment on or the house, and with a swelling, and for a scab, and for a bright spot. Do you understand? This is the law for any mark of iniquity, the love of mystery Babylon, which is leprosy in the land, even for a scale, and for the leprous garment or house, and for a swelling, and for a scab, and for a bright spot, to teach when they are unclean and when they are clean. This is the law. The law of leprosy. Yahovah also spoke to Moshe with the Spirit of truth, and to his brother Aaron, saying, Speak to the sons of Israel, and say to them, when any man has a discharge from his body, his discharge is unclean. Numbers 5:2 is the faithful witness. This, moreover, shall be his uncleanliness in his discharge. It is his uncleanliness whether his body allows its discharge to flow, or whether his body obstructs its discharge. This, moreover, shall be his uncleanness in his discharge. It is his uncleanness whether his body allows its discharge to flow, or whether his body obstructs its discharge. every bed on which the person with the discharge lies becomes unclean, and everything on which he sits becomes unclean. Anyone moreover who touches his bed shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. And whoever sits on the thing on which the man with the discharge has been sitting shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. Also, whoever touches the person with the discharge shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. Or if the man with the discharge spits on one who is clean, he too shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. Every saddle on which the person with the discharge rides becomes unclean. Whoever then touches any of the things which were under him shall be unclean until evening, and he who carries them shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. Likewise, whomever the one with the discharge touches without having rinsed his hands in water shall wash his clothes and bathe in water and be unclean until evening. However, an earthenware vessel, which the person with the discharge touches, shall be broken, and every wooden vessel shall be rinsed in water. Do you understand? Now when the man with the discharge becomes cleansed from his discharge, then he shall count off for himself 7 days for his cleansing. He shall then wash his clothes and bathe his body in running water and will become clean. Do you understand? When the man with the discharge becomes cleansed from his discharge, then he shall count off for himself 7 days for his cleansing. He shall then wash his clothes and bathe his body in running water and will become clean. Then, on the treasured 8th day, he shall take for himself 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, and come before Yahovah at the doorway of the tent of meeting, and give them to the holy priest there. And the priest shall offer them, one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. So the priest shall make atonement for his brother on behalf, and before Yahovah, because of his discharge. Now, if a man has a seminal emission, he shall bathe all his body in water, and be unclean until evening. As for any garment or any leather on which there is seminal emission, it shall be washed with water, and be unclean until evening. If a man lies with a woman so that there is a seminal emission, they shall both bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. When a woman has a discharge, if her discharge in her body is blood, she shall continue in her menstrual impurity for 7 days. And whoever touches her shall be unclean until evening. This is why they must be outside the camp, that the treasured fathers could not be ritually unclean. Everything also on which she lies during her menstrual impurity shall be unclean, and everything on which she sits shall be unclean. Anyone who touches her bed shall wash his clothes and bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. Whoever touches anything on which she sits shall wash his clothes and bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. Whether it be on the bed or on the thing on which she is sitting, when he touches it, he shall be unclean until evening. If a man actually lies with her so that her menstrual impurity is on him, he shall be unclean 7 days, and every bed on which he lies shall be unclean. Now, if a woman has a discharge of her blood many days, not at the period of her menstrual impurity, or if she has a discharge beyond that period, all the days of her impure discharge, she shall continue as though in her menstrual impurity. She is unclean. Any bed on which she lies all the days of her discharge shall be to her like her bed at menstruation, and everything on which she sits shall be unclean, like her uncleanliness at that time. Likewise, whoever touches them shall be unclean, and shall wash his clothes and bathe in water, and be unclean until evening. When she becomes clean from her discharge, she shall count off for herself 7 days, and afterward she will be clean. Then on the 8th day, like the 15th day, she shall take for herself 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons, and bring them in to the priest, to the doorway of the tent of meeting. The priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering. Do you understand? So the priest shall make atonement on her behalf before Yahovah because of her impure discharge. Thus you shall keep the sons of Israel separated from their uncleanliness, so that they will not die in their uncleanliness by their defiling the Eternal One's tabernacle, yea, which you are, that is, among them. This is the law for the one with a discharge, and for the man who has a seminal emission, so that he is unclean by it, and for the woman who is ill because of menstrual impurity, and for the one who has a discharge, whether a male or a female, or a male who lies with an unclean woman. Yea, this is the Torah and the mystery of the patterns of evidence, the flashes of everlasting glory in your eyes, before the tabernacle of your mind, the tent of meeting, which you came before. Yea, mighty friend. What was that? What time is it? You know what time it is. Yea, it's time to pull back the veils. Yea, mighty Father. Let us move and, yea, smell the burning of the forest. Yea, the crackling of the firewood on the fireplace. Yea, the ashes and the coals of the charcoal seen in the fire. Yea, HebrewPie.com. Look for 2 faithful witnesses on high. Move down past and into the first block and look for 28 and tap it with your right thumb. Hebrew Pie 28. Rain down rewards. Hebrew Pie 28 sum is 266. Excuse me, that's not quite right. The Hebrew Pie today is Hebrew Pie 66 with the sum of 236. And it is called Ruach's breeze to enter in. Yea, it's like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. So the sum of 236, let's take a look at the ancient Hebrew lexicon for Hebrew 236, which in the ancient Hebrew lexicon Bible is 1150C. So we have the blade and the staff. The shaking of the branch. So the pictograph of the cutting agricultural blade, yea, the implement in the earth, and the staff, yea, combined together mean cut the staff. A staff is made by cutting a branch from the tree. This green branch shakes and bends easily until it has hardened. Yea, Isaiah 18:5 for the faithful witness. Yea, so what is shaken easily? Yea, an instrument that vibrates when shaken, but a cymbal. A small branch that shakes easily on the brushy sprigs is a twig. A cymbal is an instrument that vibrates when shaken. The shaking from fear or overeating. Flow down, vile, gluttonous, riotous, tingle, or a quiver. Yea, a waver, an unsteady shaking to and fro motion. A waver, to go out, about in a shaking motion. Yea, gone, fail, gaddest about to and fro, spent, went, shaking, the shaking out of something that is vile, to shake out, lavish the work of your hands and despise the work of the word. Except an exception in the sense of shaking, except one. Beside, save only, but 2108. Yea, which is the 1150J version. Which is the shaking out of something vile. Yea, if you rock and roll like a chocolate truffle, then perhaps you would be groovy and beat less, as the Beatles have sung in days of old, waiting for the word of love to reveal the eternal Father in the mystery, yea, of a traffoy truffle, a sapphoid truffle. Yea, mighty friend. So the brown driver, H236, to go off. The complete word study, an Aramaic verb of action meaning to go up, to go away. It is found in the Aramaic portions of Ezra to depict a person traveling, like Ezra 5 and 8. Let it be known to the king that we have gone to the province of Yehuda, to the house of the great God, which is being built with huge stones, and beams are being laid in the walls, and this work is going on with great care, and is succeeding in their hands, and in their hearts. As they stand in the tent of meeting in the tabernacle of their minds. Two is one with the wise master builder, Yahoshua HaMashiach, in each heart. They set the lintel and place the blood on the doorpost. That the tears and the crying and gnashing of teeth would be no more. And in Daniel, our brother, that one to describe persons walking from one place to another, such as in Daniel 6:18 and 19. Then the king went off. There it is. H236. To his palace, his mansion, and spent the night fasting. And no entertainment was brought before him, and his sleep fled from him. Then the king arose at the dawn, at the break of day, the golden dawn light, and went in haste to the lion's den. Having heard only whelps in the night, and the roaring of the lion, he thought that perhaps the lions and the tigers there had been satisfied. So let us cross over, from that Hebrew mindset that growls and whelps as a lion, and that the lion, what good is it if the lion eats the man? Or what good is it if the man eats the lion? I'll let you study that out. But let's cross over together forever. The Greek 236 is other word, to change. To change the form or the nature of a thing. To transform, the twinkling of the eye, the voice or the tone. Galatians 4:20. But I could wish to be present with you now and to change, there it is, G236, my tone, for I am perplexed about you. To change for the better, or to change for the worse, to corrupt, cause to decay. Yea, the heavens, meaning the heavens shall grow old, lose their splendor, and decay. And the customs would change. And then they would be done away with. And the Thea, to change, to exchange one thing for another, to transform, yea, the Tuesday afternoon transfiguration, the filling of the golden oil on the Sabbath day. Yea, with our hearts prepared, and as we look, there are 24 reasons for giving the good news. Yea, 24 kings that throw down their crown and cry, Holy, holy, holy. Yahushua HaMashiach is the everlasting glory. Yea, Hebrew Pi 66, mighty friend. May you discern the willingness.
Ruach's breeze to enter in. The veil moves by the breath of Yahovah. The fields are plowed, yoked to him, that the poor man has found a righteous one once more. The reward comes with a basket, so hold the basket up on high, giving thanks unto our Father, for the liquid light comes connecting heaven to earth forevermore. Breathe upon us, Yahovah. Let us come in through and out of the door. Let us be found worthy, walking in humility, perceived as weak, but with his infinite strength and power to take the poor man in, through, and out of the holy place once more. Repentance comes from taking hold of the word, turning aside to the mysteries that now pass before our opened eyes. Now complete in his wholeness, a pillar now standing along each side. The tent of meeting pitched yet again. The moth holes in the sides allow the Ruach's breeze to enter in. The serpents slither around, rising up and peering in. This house, now made ready for the Jubilee time to sprout the seeds again. Goodness and mercy to walk along the way as his bride in her completeness.
Oh, yea, mighty Father. Truly I tell you, Yahushua HaMashiach told us, unless you change and become like little children, you will never enter the kingdom of heaven. Yea, seen or unseen in the earth. Almighty Father, eternal, yea, infinite one, teach us your ways. Yea, the things reveal this day upon our heart that we have come to adore and treasure, yea, truth greater than our next breath, yea, more wanting than our next step in the world. For you, spotless one, are the one, yea, that made the bottle Yea, the willing container for the airship. Yea, and put yourself on a journey. Yea, a journey with you, spotless one, throughout all of this treasured time.
If I could save time in a bottle, the first thing that I'd like to do is to save every day till eternity passes away, just to spend them with you.
Yea, mighty Father,
If I could make days last forever,
come into our hearts,
if words could make wishes come true,
everlasting glory.
I'd save every day like a treasure, and then again I would spend them with you. But there never seems to be enough time to